Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Venus and today I am going over my 2024 reading journal. I am so excited. I actually finished an entire reading journal for the full year. It's the first time that I've done that. So I wanted to share it with you. You can definitely check out the videos of my, when I first started it, mid-year, midway through. And now we're just going to go through the whole completed 2024 reading journal flip through. So here's the inside cover. I just filled it with a bunch of stickers. If you are new here and I have never seen my journal before, this is definitely old school nostalgia journal. There's a bunch of stickers. There's a lot of color. I jump around with themes. So this is definitely not a very aesthetic reading journal like that are very popular online. Mine is complete opposite of that. So if you have ever wanted to do a journal and are worried about it not being perfect and beautiful and seamless, then you are at the perfect place because my journal is all over the place and I love it and it brings me joy. So here we go. This is the inside cover page. I just wanted to take up space on that page because I had nothing else to put there. This is the index. I did not finish using it the entire year. I actually stopped using it and never referenced this. So this is not returning in the 2025 journal. Here is my goals page. As you can see, I completely bombed in my goals last year. I did reach 100 books. I actually read 112. I did not read 6 Stephen King books. I think I read 4 or 5. I only read 1 classic. I read 0 nonfiction books. I did, of course, read diversely. And oh, I get to check that off. I did complete my reading journal. You can't even see that. Yay. I did not increase my NetGalley to 70%. I think right now it's at like 49, so I'm failing at that. This page gives me so much joy. It was so fun to fill in. I'm definitely continuing this in my next journal, and I just love the colors. So this is just a tracker of how many pages a day that I read. Purple, you can see, are days that I didn't read at all, which is not too many for the whole year. So I'm very proud of that. Here is my Goodreads challenge, also where I keep track of the format that I'm reading in. As you can see, it's mostly immersive and audiobooks. I'm gonna really try to focus on just reading physical and ebooks this year and try not to do as many audiobooks. Not because there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes I just feel like it's a different experience as to when I just read physically. So I'm going to try that. We'll see how it goes. It's so much easier to multitask though when you're listening to an audiobook. I did read more than 100 books, so on my next journal I did add more spaces in case I went over my reading goal. And here is where I kept track of my new releases. I didn't continue this as much or keep this updated as much as I would have preferred. I am going to continue with this in my 2025 reading journal. I just made it bigger so I had more room to write because sometimes there's a lot of releases. And then I highlighted the ones that I did read. Series tracker. I did not do good with series this year. The only series that I finished, as you can see, is Belladonna and Clown in a Cornfield. I am going to talk about this in my December wrap up, but I did DNF the Stormlight Archives series. Yeah, I'll go into further detail later about that. And then the rest of these, yeah. So I'm going to do better this year. I'm going to do better. This spread I didn't love. I definitely want to hand draw this one for 2025. I just didn't like the way this looked. I did like keeping track of the book of the month that I chose each month as my favorite, but I just didn't like the way this bracket came out. And then here are the Stephen King books that I wanted to read. So I read 4, and I'm definitely going to continue with my Stephen King journey in 2025. Classics completely, like I said, didn't do well. I just read 1. I'm going to bring this goal down to 4 for 2025. Hopefully I'll make it. 0 nonfiction books, guys. I read 0 nonfiction books. Oh gosh. We'll try to do better this year. We'll see how it goes. This spread I did not keep track of. I have another way I want to keep track of arcs, and this just is not it. I think I need it to be more digital and not something I write down because I just have too many arcs to keep track of. And this wasn't working. DNF's another spread that I'm definitely changing for 2025. I didn't have as many as I thought I would. I had like all this space to DNF books. So, but I am changing this spread up in 2025. This is my least favorite out of the entire journal. I hated this. This was supposed to be like a circular way to track books that I bought, books that I hauled every month, and then, you know, highlight the colors of where I got them from. And this just became too chaotic. I hated it. I completely stopped doing it. As you can see, I couldn't stand it. So definitely have a new way to do this in 2025. This spread just gives me so much joy now that it's complete. I just wrote down every book that I read as I finished them, the date that I finished, and my star rating. And it just, some of these feel redundant because you're keeping track of kind of the same thing in a lot of places. But for me, I just like how it looks at the end when it's all finished. So I read 112 books in 2024. And then here is all my 5-star books. Not as many as I would like, but these are all my 5-star books, and these are my top 10 reads of 2024. You can definitely check out my video going over all of these, and I also have 10 honorable mentions that I did not journal. Another spread that I absolutely love, that I am going to absolutely continue in 2025, is this. This is my genre spread, keeping track of all of the different genres that I read. I just love how colorful this is. This was just a really fun time filling this out. It just brings me joy seeing it all finished. This is another spread that I didn't leave myself more room to do because I read, oh, this is 100, these bookshelves, each one contains 50 books, and I read more than that, so more than 100. So I needed to make sure that I gave myself more space in my next journal. Another spread that brings me so much joy now that it is finished. These are just all the book covers from all of the books that I read. I love it. I love, love, love seeing this. And now we're getting into the complete chaos. So this is my monthly spreads and all of my book reviews. You're going to see that I change it up a lot. I honestly still don't know what's my favorite quite yet, but I haven't gotten into a rhythm with this for some reason. But here's my January. I started out doing TBRs and my stats. This is how I started out doing my book reviews. Didn't really love this. This, you'll see, only lasted, I think, 1 month, maybe 2. We'll see. February, just random stickers. TBR, stats. Oh, so I did change it up a little bit in February. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a full page spread for all the books I read. No, absolutely not. This is so time consuming, and reading over 100 books, there was no way I was going to do this for every book that I read. While I love the way that it turned out, I obviously did not continue doing this. This was I think one of the last full spreads. I think I might have one more in here, but this was, yeah, I quickly realized it was way too time consuming. So then I switched to this way. This is a way that I saw. I can't remember her name. I will post it below where I got inspiration for this from. Very basic. I love it. Has all the information that I need and just a quick couple lines, which is how I like to do my reviews in my book journal. Just a couple sentences, nothing really deep and very descriptive. February, I read a lot of books. That was my most read month in 2024. And then we have March, going with the green theme. It's a pretty similar way to track them. I like having my little stamp of how I read them. Then I was like, oh, I'll go to 2 a page and try to write more on my thoughts. And I didn't keep with that either. Then we hit Old School April. If you're not familiar, Old School April is a readathon, watchathon, nostalgia-a-thon that's hosted by Kelsey from Slime and Slashers, and I was honored to be a co-host guest last year. So I printed out, she does all these amazing spreads that she makes sizable to your journal, and I had to put them in my journal. This was my TBR for Old School April. This hideous. I hate the way this turned out. I was trying to mimic like the coffee stained spreads that I see, and I was like, oh, I'll do a neon color for Old School April, and it's so ugly, but you know, you gotta try. That's what it is. It's just trial and error. More Old School April. And these are all the movies that I watched. So much fun. And here we are again. We changed it up again with book reviews. I did like the way this looked, but sometimes I just didn't have enough to say about some books. I definitely forced it on some of these. But I love the way this looks. I love how colorful it is. Yeah. May, this spread, I don't know what is going on here. I just had stickers I needed to use. May is when I stopped doing TBRs. And this is just, I don't know, colorful gnome garden situation. This one, what did I do? I don't know where I was going with this. Again, switched it up. Does it work? Not really. I didn't like this either. This book I absolutely adored, so I had to do a full spread for that. Then I went back to thinking I was going to do 2 a page because I really wanted to incorporate more stickers themed around the book. But yeah, again, it was like forcing myself to, it was like homework, trying to write like book reports, and I didn't like that. I like the way it looks, but too much effort needed. Again, yeah, it's just okay. I don't really love this. So June, then I tried all kinds of things last year, guys. Then I tried the calendar where you highlight the days that you're reading certain books, and I can't do that. It's too chaotic because sometimes I read more than one book and things started overlapping, and I was like, this is not working for me. So you won't see this again. Again, I continue with this because I did like it. And then this is the first half of 2024. So now we're getting into new stuff that I haven't showed yet. So July was Summerween. I completely bombed at Summerween. It didn't go as well as planned, but what are you going to do? I think this is, you're going to see, I really came back to this way of keeping track of the books that I read. And then I tried this. So I did this in Canva, just put this together in Canva, did a full, because what I was realizing is that I was going to have a lot of pages left over in this journal. If I kept doing book reviews the way that I did them, so many on one page. So I was trying to really fill up my journal with 1-page book reviews. But again, I didn't continue with this. I do love how it turned out though. I would like change, not for this one, but for the next few, I would change the graphics on the pages that would go with the book. I tried to anyway. It was fun. I enjoyed doing this. Again, just created it on Canva. Eyes are the best part. This was fun. And then we are entering fall. So I made a cute little fall graphic on Canva. This is my fall. I did do a fall TBR. So sometimes I'll do like seasonal TBR. So this was my fall TBR. Halloween-a-thon as well. So I had fun. I love this spread actually now looking at it. I really enjoyed this. The colors and how it came out. And these are all the Halloween-a-thon graphics, again, hosted by Kelsey from Slime and Slashers. She does such an awesome job with all of her graphics, and she sizes them so that you can print them in your journal. Super cute. And then back to this way of doing reviews again. Did a little bit more fall color theme. October. I loved putting these stickers together. Had so much fun doing this. Continued with the same book review theme. I don't know what was going on here. Wanted to do, I'm telling you, I was all over the place. I was like, oh, I'll do a full spread again. quickly realized, number one, my printer does not do well on shiny sticker paper. It completely smudged all over the place. Terrible printer. And I just didn't feel like writing a lot of stuff. It felt like a book report. I mean, it looks nice. I like the colors and everything. Then I went back to this. I mean, I don't know what I was doing. And then November, I love this sticker that I found online. I will post them down below the sticker shop that I used for this. I'm not gonna try to butcher the name. It starts with an R. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but they have really awesome stickers. And this is like Gilmore Girls stickers, so fun times. And then here, I went back to this way of keeping track of my reviews. And that's November. This one I did put my favorite book of the month and some stats here. So, and then I even started doing a chart of what I read. So, romance and fantasy. And here we are in December. I was like, you know what? I feel like I want to do something around a Christmas movie theme. So I just printed Christmas Vacation pictures and filled it in with washi tape. And I had fun doing this. This was fun. This is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. These are the books that I read in December. A wrap-up is coming soon. And that's it. This is my last monthly spread for 2024. And then I ended the journal with 2024 stats that I just printed from Goodreads and stuck together on a Canva document and printed it off. So that's it. And then I covered this page because I didn't want to leave my last page blank, and the last page of this journal blank with just a blank document facing this. So that's it. That is my 2024 journal. I hope flip through. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I am so proud of myself that I finished a journal. I have just finished putting together my 2025 journal. I'm very excited to show you guys, so stay tuned for that. And as always, I will see you again soon. See ya.